Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the futures, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the Nasdaq. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them gain their profits while I'm still in my same making profits. They used to watch me move them packets. Now I watch moves in the Nasdaq. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang. Hey, we some snipers.
Hey yo, what's up everyone? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. What an insane day in the markets. Wow. Massive rally in the Nasdaq, in the S&P. I mean, just an unbelievable day as the news just keeps on flowing. First, it was Credit Suisse and being backed by the Swiss National Bank. Now it's First Republic Bank being backed by basically all the banks coming to the rescue of First Republic. You also have the European Central Bank raise rates by 50 basis points, what a lot of people were not expecting because of what's going on in the banking system. If anybody was concerned about the health of the banking system, regulators across the world just told you their thoughts. Regulators across the world have just told you the exact same thing we have been telling you, that this banking situation is not, I will repeat, not like 2008. They are very, very, very different. But there's a lot of misinformation that's being spread online, talking about this being worse than 2008, this being exactly like 2008, and it is not. The rest of the Wall Street banks today prove that to you by giving $30 billion to First Republic Bank. The European Central Bank proved that to you by raising rates 50 basis points, even in the face of what people thought was going to be a situation that would break the banking system if they continue to raise rates. What you have seen right now is really the strength of the banking system as a whole, as they are far more capitalized than they were in 2008. And folks, I worked on Wall Street during 2008. I was there when banks collapsed. I was there when it was the global financial crisis. I was there when we were 48 hours away from going to the ATM and then the bank just saying, I'm sorry, but we don't have your money. We're not in that situation right now. This is a very unique situation where there are some smaller banks that are crunched for liquidity and are having bank runs and are seeing their deposits pulled out. But the larger banks are still in a very healthy situation. And the larger banks prove that to you today by stepping up, coming together as a group. JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley and Bank of America and Citi, Bank of New York Mellon, PNC, and a lot of these other banks coming to the rescue and putting up $30 billion to First Republic Bank to help them with their deposits. The problem is these banks, like a First Republic, do not have the liquidity because their capital is tied up in treasuries and bonds, which have taken a massive hit. But if they can just hold these treasuries to maturity, they get all that capital back plus the interest. So the problem is a liquidity crunch right now in some of these smaller banks, but the bigger banks are in a far different situation. As you can see, if this is a major problem amongst all of the banks, then you would not see other banks give some of their liquidity to smaller banks. You also have this lending program from the Federal Reserve that is doing its job, right? The Fed set up a lending program over this past weekend, and some of these banks are taking advantage of it, drawing down on that lending program to increase their liquidity, increase their capital positions to be able to withstand the pull of deposits out of these banks and into these larger lenders and these larger institutions. The run on the banks is hysterical fear. It's irrational fear, but it's what's making the problem worse. The irony of a run on the banks is that the run on the bank happens because people think a bank is going to fail, and they pull their money out of the bank, which in turn makes the bank fail. And that is exactly what's been transpiring over these last couple of days. And there's a couple of individual banks that are in far worse situations than some of the others. And you're seeing that pan out, and you're seeing that play out over these last couple of days. That's very, very different than it was in 2008. In 2008, it was a collateral issue. It was the mortgage-backed securities when the real estate industry completely imploded and everybody was leveraged to the gills on these mortgage-backed securities. And it was just a complete implosion of the financial markets and the banking system. And it wasn't just one bank or two banks or three banks or four. It wasn't just the small banks. It was all banks. All banks were caught up in that. That's very, very different than what you're seeing today. And the market responded to that action. The market responded to that today. You've been listening to my live streams for the last week, ever since the Silicon Valley situation happened. I've been telling everyone, this is not 2008. But there's a lot of people running around with their hair on fire on social media trying to claim that it's worse in 2008, even though these people never even went through 2008. They weren't trading through 2008. They sure as hell weren't working on Wall Street during 2008. I was. And I can explain to you the differences between 2008 and today. But the action that you saw in the markets should really prove that to you today. The actions you saw from the major banks should prove that to you today. The action you saw from the European Central Bank should prove that to you today. But yet you still have some people that doubt it, and that's fine. But we're going to discuss this. We're going to answer all of your questions here today, comparing 2008 to now. What's the differences? What are the similarities? What's going on with this lending program? I'm going to answer all of your questions for you guys here today. But the one thing that no one can deny is that the volatility and the opportunity in this market is unlike anything that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for around 17 years. And this is the best damn trading environment I have ever seen in my entire life. I thought 2022 was jam-packed with volatility and trading opportunity. 2023 has started off to be an absolute dream. An absolute dream. There has never been a better time to be involved in this market. And if you are still sitting on the sidelines because you are scared, because you are worried, you think the banking system is going to collapse, you think there's going to be a recession, if you are still sitting on the sidelines, now is the time to make the time to get educated, to understand what's going on so that you can capitalize and you can profit from this opportunity. Because the amount of opportunity and volatility that is in this market, trading to the upside, trading to the downside, whether you're day trading, whether you're swing trading, whether you can sit in front of a computer all day long or you cannot and you're on the go. I don't think you will see volatility and therefore opportunity like this possibly for the rest of your lives. And I mean that wholeheartedly because I've been doing this for 17 years and I've only seen this twice. We're going to break it all down. We're going to identify where that opportunity lies, how you can make money from it. And in the meantime, I'm going to answer all of your questions regarding what's happening with the banks because the news just keeps on flowing. Every day there is an update with this banking crisis. And is it getting worse? Is it getting better? You have questions. I've got answers. Get yourselves ready to learn something here today. Get ready to take some notes. We got a lot to go over. For those that are just joining us, let me introduce myself. Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward. I'm a former award-winning hedge fund trader, but I'm now the current co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. If you don't know by now, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that's available to the retail trader. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, folks, you have come to the right place because 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, I go live right here where myself, other TTG Pro trading moderators, as well as special guests, drop golden nuggets to give you free lessons, education, analysis, trade ideas, market commentary that can help you become better traders and investors immediately. So go ahead right now, smash that like button, but make sure you hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications. Do not ever miss out on any one of these live streams. We do them 6 days a week. Again, why should you listen though to anything that I have to say? Guys, I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I'm not just somebody on Reddit making a loud, ruckus over the world is going to be ending. And this is why you should, bunker down the hatches. You should listen to what I have to say because I began my career working at a fund in New York City where I had to go through a 3-month educational training program before they ever let me touch $1 of their money. I was taught by other professional traders how to properly navigate this market. And then 2008 happened while working at the fund. The great financial crisis, the great recession. This isn't new to me. A banking crisis is not uncharted waters for me. I've been through a banking crisis. Matter of fact, being short the banks is partly the reason why I received a Trader of the Year award from the firm in 2008. I've been through it. I excelled through it. I've seen this before, which is why I've been telling you for the last couple of days that this is not the same as 2008. But people hear bank failure, right? People hear banking crisis, and they automatically think that it's the same as 2008. It's not. You've been following my live streams for the last couple of days, then you now know. I'm showing members how to make money in this environment, in this level of volatility. And they're taking advantage of it. And they're capitalizing on it. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder, I'm the head trader of True Trading Group, along with my 9 other professional trading mods and over 30-person staff. We've helped thousands of traders from all over the world. We have members in over 100 different countries. We've helped them reach their goals. See, we're the fastest growing platform out there because we combine university level curriculum, trading and investing courses, similar to the stuff that I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. We pair that with some of the industry's top stock market tools. We provide live workshops. We do live mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, futures, for day trading, for swing trading, for long-term investing. We cover it all here in TTG, something for everybody. You see, we take that university level of curriculum, again, similar to the 3-month education training program I learned when I was at the fund. We pair it with today's top financial tools that are worth easily $5,000 to $6,000 a year if you were to pay for them on your own. The thing is, a lot of people skip on these tools. It's a lot of money. The problem is these are the tools that give you more information that help you make better decisions. If you want to become a consistent profitable trader, you have to invest in yourself. You got to join True Trading Group, and you got to give yourself a real fighting chance. The tools that you have access to are the tools that successful traders use. It's how they get more information. Successful traders don't just go down the rabbit hole on Reddit and Twitter and make their trading and investing decisions that way. So neither should you. That's how you got to this point. That's how you've blown up account after account after account. That's how you're holding on to bags of some garbage meme stocks that are down 95% since you bought them. That's how you got to this point. Meanwhile, successful traders are enjoying the most opportunistic filled environment that we've ever seen in our entire lives. These tools are just a part of it, but the community is also a part of it. You'll have access to the TTG family, all of our members, the most helpful, supportive, successful, and educated community of traders you're ever going to find. And of course, you'll get all the real-time alerts. All the mods and I, we send out all of our real-time alerts without delay on, all of our day trades, all of our swing trades, all of our long-term portfolio adjustments when we buy and sell their stocks and options and crypto and futures. You get all of our real-time alerts from a group of traders that collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate of just around 80% for the last 3 years. That is why you should listen to the things that I share with you on this live stream. So again, if you are new, subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, turn on your notifications, share this stream on your own social media. Let's reach out, let's educate, let's empower as many retail traders as we possibly can, because day after day, week after week, month after month, retail investors continue to make the wrong decisions. They continue to make the wrong decisions because they continue to be influenced by emotions. They fall victim to the irrational fear that spreads like wildfire all over social media, mostly coming out of the mouths 95% of the time of people that have absolutely no idea what they are talking about. I'm not guaranteeing success, but guys, with a 2.83% refund rate and a 78% retention rate and thousands of members, I can tell you that it would appear that TTG does indeed make a difference and can help you to make money and become a better trader. I will prove this to you. Members of True Trading Group, right now, if you are on this live stream and you are a member of TTG and you are making money in this environment right now and everybody's running around with their hair on fire thinking the world is going to end, type the $ in chat right now. Again, very simple, very straightforward question. Type the $ if you're making money and you're becoming a better trader, if you are part of True Trading Group. Anybody that's on this live stream, I assume there's probably many that are not part of this community. Pay attention to how many people are typing the $ because these people are not scared of a banking crisis. They're not scared of a recession. They're not scared of a depression. They're not scared of the market going down 80% like some people on social media would have you believe. The greatest financial crisis that we have seen in our lifetime saw the S&P 500 go down 55%. This is not that. But that fear, those emotions are what will make you make the wrong decision. I can guarantee that. All these people typing the $, these aren't bots, folks. These are real people. These are people just like you. They found True Trading Group the exact same way, a live stream right here. They got more value, more education in 1 hour with me than they have in the entire last year scouring on Twitter and going down the rabbit hole in Reddit. That is what will lead you down the emotional pit hole. That's going to cause you to start making the wrong decisions. And everyone's goal, why does everyone do this? Why are you on this live stream to begin with? It's to make money. That's the goal, right? You're not here just for fun. You're here to make money. And everybody gets involved in the market. What's everyone's dream? Everyone's dream is to what? Make enough money consistently trading that they can do it full time, that they can quit their job. Guess what? Watch this. Members of True Trading Group, if you have been able to transition to a full-time trader since you have joined True Trading Group, I'd like for you to type the number 1 in chat right now. If you have reached and achieved your ultimate goal of becoming a full-time trader because of True Trading Group, I'd like for you to go right now and type the number 1 inside of chat. Obviously, there's going to be a lot less people typing the number 1 than there are people that are typing the $sign, because we have a ton of members in True Trading Group that are also working full-time jobs and still making money. But we also have a hell of a lot of people, as you can see, that have gone on to become a full-time trader, that have reached that ultimate goal. It's not because they worked at a hedge fund. It's not because they graduated from Princeton or Yale. It's because they got a real education. It's because they have access to real tools and real data and real information. They don't get their information from the fear mongers on social media. They get their information from 9 professional traders and a slew of tools and resources that other professional traders use that gives them more information that helps them make better decisions. That's why they're able to sit here and type the number 1 in chat with you right now. I want you all to listen up and listen to me very good, because I've been doing this for a very long time. I've seen a lot of things. I've been a part of a lot of different type of markets. I've seen a lot of different macroeconomic events and turbulence and tribulations. I've seen a lot of different things happen. There's very few things that surprise me. And at this point in my career, there are very few things that I haven't seen. But let me tell you something. Right now is unlike anything that I've ever seen. What has taken place over the past week can only be described by one word, and that's unprecedented. I told you this is not 2008. I told you that there would be volatility in the markets. I told you the banking system was not going to collapse. I told you that there's opportunity everywhere you look, small caps, mid caps, large caps, commodities, both to the upside and to the downside. And yet again, I've consistently been correct. I say this because not because I'm trying to boast, or not because I'm arrogant. I'm saying this because it's not that I don't think that I can be wrong, because I have been wrong and I'll be wrong again, just not right now. And not about this. If you're new to this channel, you very much want to locate that subscribe button and click it. Do yourself a favor. It's totally free. Then you want to immediately, everyone here, you're going to want to get something you can take notes with. I'm going to go through a little intro here, about 3 to 5 minutes, so you have some time to go get something. But right now is a time to put your money to work. The volatility you're seeing during this time period of uncertainty and inflation and the Fed and this banking crisis, is there going to be a recession? Is there going to be a soft landing? Is it going to be a hard landing? What's going on with Russia and Ukraine? What's going on with inflation? All of these different things. This period of volatility, I really don't think you're ever going to see this kind of volatility and opportunity possibly ever again in your lifetime, because I've been doing this 17 years and I've only seen this twice. Now is a time for you to get in the game. Now is a time for you to figure out a way to put in the time to get educated and to understand what is happening and how to make money from it. Everybody has a goal of making money in the markets, but nobody wants to ever put in the time or the energy to actually learn from it. You don't have more time. The time is right now. We're experiencing double and triple digit gains in True Trading Group almost on a weekly basis. Members thought 2022 was going to be the best year that they've ever had, because we crushed it in 2022. And then 2023 started. And it seems like every week we're hitting a triple-digit gain, sometimes several. It's insane, the trading opportunity that's out there. Members of True Trading Group, just type the number 2 if you've hit a triple-digit gain with us. If you've hit triple-digit gains in 2023, several, just go ahead and type the number 2 in chat right now if you've been hitting triple-digit gains with us. That's the opportunity that's out there. That's what's out there. I haven't seen anything like this before. You have stocks like Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon. These are massive companies that are moving like penny stocks. You take a look at a chart. I mean, guys, the SPY is moving like a penny stock. The SPY is going up $10, down $10 in a single day. That's not normal. Normal, $2 to $3. $2 to $3. Right now, 10, 12, 9, 11 in a single day. Nvidia, Netflix, Tesla, stocks up 5, 7, 8, 10% in a single day. These banking stocks down 60% one day, up 60% the next day, back down 20% the day after, back up 40% the next. You think I'm talking about the OTC. You think I'm talking about some 30-cent stock. I'm not. I'm talking about companies that have market caps in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Everybody used to think, oh, blue chips are boring. Yeah, right. Blue chips are boring. Just look at what Apple and Microsoft and Meta, look at what these stocks have done in the last 2 years. It's not going to be like that forever. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've seen these market cycles. Right now is an opportunity of a lifetime. Right now is a time to put your money to work. If you're on the sidelines, now is the time to put your money to work. Now is the time to make the time to get educated. Those that are willing to bet on themselves. People that want to come here, ask me for a stock tip, I'll give you a stock tip. The stock tip, it's you. Because the best investment you're ever going to make is actually in yourself. It's not some stock tip that somebody on Reddit or Twitter tells you about. It's not, this stock has a bajillion ghost phantom naked short shares that is going to be the mother of all short squeeze. The stock's going to go up a bajillion %. That ain't the stock tip. That's not the stock tip you're going to get from me. Okay? That's not what you're going to get from me. If you want to invest in yourself, those that have the best chance of reaping the highest reward. This isn't a market just to blindly follow along and see what's happening. This is the market to collaborate. Work with a community that can help you educate, that can help educate you and provide you with the tools that are needed to stand on your own 2 feet. Sure, you can follow all the trades that the mods and I make. I'm not saying you can't. You absolutely can. We tell you what we're doing before we even do it. Mods and I talk to you on the microphone during the day. We tell you, hey guys, we're going to buy the stock at this price. You know exactly what we're going to do before our order even fills. And then once our order does fill, you get the notification to let you know our order has been confirmed and our order has now been filled. So you know exactly what we're going to be doing. You can follow us, if you would like, but you will reach the maximum potential for yourself as a trader when you are actually educated enough to start finding your own trade ideas and have the confidence to execute your own trade ideas. I'm not asking you to quit your job. I'm asking you to abandon your responsibilities. I get it. You all are busy during the day. You have lives, you have jobs, you have other responsibilities. If the market was only for those people that can do this all the time in front of their computer, then there wouldn't be a retail market. Retail traders wouldn't be a thing if that were the case. I get it. People have things to do. But as you can see from the question I asked you before, members of the trading group have been able to make that transition to become a full-time trader. I get it. That's everybody's end goal. But if you want to become a full-time trader, you want to become a professional at this, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. You got to be willing to actually put in some effort. You got to be willing to put in the time. Trading in the markets and becoming successful and becoming consistent is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There's not some special little secret that the professionals know that you don't. There's not a special equation or some AI algorithm that's going to do the work for you. If you want to become successful, just like any other thing in life, it requires you to actually better yourself and actually put in the effort and the time to do it. Anything worth doing, it requires that. This is no different. And if you're coming to this live stream and all you want is, Mike, can you tell me what's going to be the next mother of all short squeeze? This ain't for you. True Trading Group's not for you. There's plenty of other groups and programs and services out there that would gladly take your money and just help you trade a bunch of 30-cent stocks and tell you this is going to be the one that's going to go to $10. And if that's what you want to do with your life, go for it. You want to treat the stock market like a casino, then you will get casino results. But if you're on this live stream right now because you want to know what the hell is going on, you want to learn what's going on, and you want to learn how you can capitalize on it, and you are dedicated, you are motivated, and you are committed to learning this skill, a skill that can better you and your family for generations to come if you make the right decisions. Because the stock market is the greatest equalizer. Stock market doesn't care where you came from, doesn't care how much money you have, doesn't care what level of education you have, doesn't care what your political affiliation is, doesn't care what your religion is, doesn't care what your gender is, doesn't care anything. It's the greatest equalizer. But not enough people know the proper way how to take advantage of it. I didn't know the proper way how to take advantage of it until I started working at a fund in New York, and I was trained for 3 months by professionals. That's the level of education you're going to receive when you join True Trading Group. And if there's anybody that's on the live stream right now, we've got a program for you guys right now where you can join the THD family, and we're giving away. We've got a handful of laptops for you guys here today. Okay, we have 10 of them. And I've got a 53% discount for anybody that's on this live stream that wants to become part of the True Trading Group community. Now, I want to get into a lot of different things here today with you. I want to answer all of your questions about the banking situation. Why did the market rally today? I'll tell you why. What happened with First Republic Bank? What happened with Credit Suisse? What happened with the Fed's balance sheet? What happened with the European Central Bank? What's going to happen on Wednesday when the Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve raise interest rates? Or are they going to pause? Are we going to have a recession? I will answer every single question that you have, I promise you. But what I want to do here now quickly is explain to you how you can join the THD community. Give me 3 to 5 minutes. I'll explain to you how you can join, because we've got some fantastic offers for you guys here tonight. And then hopefully by then you've gotten something to write with, because I will answer all of your questions. And I promise you're going to learn something here today that you're going to walk away from this live stream realizing, wow, this is where I need to call home. With the other members of True Trading Group from over 100 different countries from all different walks of life. We have a 53% discount today for anyone that joins the THD family. That comes with a brand new free laptop, a one-on-one mentor session with one of our head traders, and a double your money back guarantee. I'm not kidding. I stand behind the platform that we've created. I see the results that members have. 78% of our members renew their membership. Only 2.83% of our members we have to give a refund to. Because of those statistics, I can very easily offer you a double your money back guarantee. It's quite simple. When you guys join True Trading Group, the price is normally $2,212. Tonight on this live stream, if you go to ttgoffer.com and you use the coupon code TTG121, that will drop the price down 53% to $1,027. If you go through our courses, you pass our quizzes, and you attend a study group and are still unable to make back the $1,027 membership fee at least once during your membership, then at the end of your membership, I will gladly give you back double your money. I'll give you back $2,054. I'm dead serious. I have no problem offering that because we've only had to give a refund to 2.83% of our users. So you can go to ttgoffer.com right now. Enter the code TTG121. Click apply code. The price drops to $1,027. You get access to our entire curriculum and all of our courses. We are in business together when you join TTG. You're going to put up $1,027. I'm going to put up $1,027. If you make the $1,027 back, I'm going to keep yours. If you don't make the $1,027 back at least once after going through the courses, the quizzes, and attending a study group, then I'm going to give you your $1,027 back, and you're going to take mine. Colby, welcome to the THD family. We got to welcome Colby. Colby, smart man, smart decision. 9 of these laptops are now remaining. Have you ever seen anybody offer you a double your money back guarantee? I'm sure if you're on this live stream, I'm not the first person that you have seen try to sell you a membership or talk about courses or talk about a trading platform or a trading community. I'm not the first person, but I guarantee I'm the first person to offer you double your money back. If our refund rate was 10, 15, or 20%, if all of our members were losing money and everybody was unhappy and they were all pissed off, do you think I'd be able to offer you double your money back? No. True Trading Group would be out of business, and I have to explain to the 30 employees that we have why I can't pay their salaries anymore. If you think it's a lie, simply show this video to your credit card company. Record this. Show this to your credit card company if it comes down to it and you have to try to dispute it. Show this video. Show me saying, don't make your $1,027 back at least once. I'll give you $2,054. That's because I believe in the platform that we have created, because I believe in it, because I see the results that members have. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,000 reviews. Go read them. That $1,027 gives you all of our courses. Joe, why don't you post the link in chat right now, actually, of the entire syllabus. You guys can click on the link right now. It'll show you all the courses you're going to get access to. It's a simplified version of the stuff I learned when I worked at the fund. There's beginner courses, there's advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures. You get access to all of it. We don't play these upsell games in True Trading Group for courses. You don't join and all of a sudden there's another VIP package that's another $1,000. Every course is included when you join. But what else is included? All of our tools and all of the resources that would cost you around $5,000 to $6,000 if you paid for them on your own. See, when you join True Trading Group, you got Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. That's $1,000 on its own if you go to Benzinga. You get congressional trading data, so you can track the trades being made by members of Congress. You get Quote Media's full book level 2. You get Trading View's premium charting software. You get a simulator from ETFs, lets you trade stocks and options with fake money so you can practice what you're learning. You get the Trade Ideas scanner streams on our platform all day long. Our own proprietary scanner lets you get your own custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, a trading journal, a social sentiment scanner, analyst ratings, all of it for $1,027. And the next 9 people that join will get a free laptop with that membership. We cover the shipping. It's free. We have members in 100 different countries. You live on planet Earth, we'll get you that free laptop. Don't worry about it. And it also comes with a one-on-one mentor session with one of our mods. This is so you get started on the right foot. We identify your weaknesses. We identify what you don't know. We make adjustments so you can have the best chance of having success as early as possible. So you don't dig yourself some massive hole by making a bunch of silly mistakes because you just didn't know any better. Let's get you started on the right foot. And the double your money back guarantee, guys, I don't think you need it because you only have to give a refund to 2.83% of our users, but it's there for peace of mind. It's there to hold us accountable. Chrissy, wonderful decision. I look forward to trading with you. There are now 8 of those spots remaining. Everybody welcome Chrissy, the newest member of the TTG family. 8 spots left. Just go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. The price drops to $1,027. And how do you know you're one of the 8? Simple. If you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that means you're getting one. Once 8 people subscribe, the laptop will disappear from the checkout cart. You'll no longer see it. It will no longer be visible. That's how you know you're one of the 8. If you have any questions, we are an open book. If you have questions about me, the mods, our trading, the courses, the tools, text us. You'll speak to a real person, not a computer, not an AI. A real person. 786-505-4049. The phone number is right at the bottom of your screen. Just text that phone number. Just text it. Say, hey, I'm watching the live stream. My name's Bill. I have a question about blah, blah, blah. Happy to answer your questions. Ivan, welcome to the family. 7 spots now. Guys, these are going quick. These are going quick. Ivan, welcome. Just 7 spots now remain. Hurry up. Don't even wait for me to finish this live stream. They're not going to last. Just open up a web browser, go to ttgoffer.com, enter TTG121, click apply code. Price drops to $10.27. You see a laptop, great. You sign up, enter your info. You don't have to enter your address. Now, when you sign up to True Trading Group, you're going to get a welcome email. In the welcome email will be instructions to claim your free laptop. So be on the lookout for it. You have questions, you text us. 7 spots left. Everybody welcome Ivan. It's time you guys actually invested in yourself. You're worth it. Jen, welcome to the family. 6 left now. Everybody welcome Jen. Jen, welcome to the family. 6 spots left. These are going quick. Everybody welcome Jen. Welcome, Jen. All right, guys, listen, I would hurry up. These spots are actually flying right now. You got a free laptop. It's worth a few $100. Trade with it, use it for work, give it to your kid for school. You can just sell it on eBay, put the money back in your account. I don't care. We've got relationships. Why the laptop? Is it special for trading? No, HDA, it's not special for trading. Okay, it's not special for trading. It's not like this high-powered, like $1,500 gaming laptop. Okay, but it's like a couple $100 laptop. It's free. Okay, you can use it to trade with if you want. A lot of our members do use it to trade with, or like if they're on the go. Okay, it's a free laptop. Okay, it's a free laptop. All right. Like I said, you can sell it on eBay, put the money back in your account. Covers a portion of your membership, right? So we got 6 spots left, guys. I would not wait on this. I would hurry up, grab your free laptop. You're also going to get the one-on-one mentor session with myself. You can do it with me if you want. But we also have 9 other professional traders. You might want to familiarize yourself with them and see, before you make a decision, who you'd like to do your one-on-one mentor session with. Make sure we get you started on the right foot. And the double your money back guarantee, it's there for peace of mind. It's there to hold us accountable. I know I talk a big game. I really do. I know it sounds too good to be true, right? I know some of you are probably skeptical, but I promise you there are hundreds of TTG members now that we call family that are on this live stream, that were in your exact same shoes, that were skeptical once, and now their only regret is they didn't join sooner. I'll prove that to you. Don't take my word for it. I understand my word doesn't mean much to you right now. It will once you become a member of True Trading Group. You will realize that my word means everything to me. And my members can really lean on every single word that I do say and every single word that all of the people that are part of True Trading Group do say. But for now, rely on words of other members. Rely on the words of your peers for now until you guys get to become part of the True Trading Group family. Members of TTG, I'd like for you to type the number 1 right now in chat if you were skeptical of joining at first. But now that you've been part of it, you wish you joined sooner. Type the number 1 in chat. Anyone that's watching that's not a member, that is on the fence, that is skeptical, I want you to pay attention to how many people are going to type the number 1 inside of chat. You're not alone. And hell, I don't blame you for being skeptical. You should be skeptical because there's so many people out there that have no idea what they're talking about. There's so many people out there that promise you the moon and the stars, and then when it comes down to it, you learn nothing. You get no individual attention. You get no help. You can't even ask questions. That's not True Trading Group's platform. We are a family, we're a community, and I guarantee you're going to join a group of traders that genuinely give a damn whether or not you succeed or fail. Between myself and the 9 professional trading mods and the thousands of members from all over the world, they will be there with you every single step of the way to answer your questions and to help you. That's what a family is all about. You're not just a number when you join TTG. We're a very close, tight-knit family. Jimmy J, you're the best. He goes, no, I was not skeptical. I watched first, and I'm a great judge of character. Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Wow, Jimmy Benson, my boy. He goes, I was skeptical at first because of Raging Bull, but thanks to TTG, I was able to pay my daughter's college tuition. That is amazing. That is incredible. Paul, I wasn't skeptical, but I definitely do wish that I joined sooner. Nice. Awesome. Oh, yes, Iowa. Memphis Street Dog, how are you? How are you? Memphis Street Dog, I hope you are doing well. I see a bunch of the TTG fam is commenting in chat. But like I said, guys, the best thing for you to do is to actually, talk to your peers, talk to members. And if you have questions, comment in chat right now. Seriously, if you have questions about anything, comment in chat. I promise you, members will answer you. Members will answer you. If I don't see the question, trust me, members will answer you. I think it's better for you to get your answers your questions answered sometime, not about like the markets and everything. Like I'll answer those questions for you. But if you have questions about True Trading Group, type it in chat. Let members respond to you. Min, welcome. 5 spots left. Min, welcome. We're down to 5. Guys, I had 10 of these laptops literally just a couple of minutes ago. Now I'm down to 5. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Enter the code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will drop to $10.27. Can I make a living trading with you guys? Says HGA. Members of, and again, HGA doesn't mean as much when I say it. Let me ask members. Members of True Trading Group. Are you able to make a living with True Trading Group? If you are now a full-time trader, type the number 1 in chat right now. If you're a full-time trader now, you make a living from trading, I want you to type the number 1 in chat if you're a member of True Trading Group. HGA, pay attention to what members are going to say right now. Now, I'll be the first person to tell you, HGA, you're not going to join True Trading Group, and within 30 days, you're going to be able to tell your boss to go screw themselves because you've made millions of dollars. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. But if you put in the effort and you are dedicated to learn this skill, then you absolutely can do it. It's not impossible, but it's also not something that's going to happen just overnight, just like that. You got to be willing to put in a little bit of effort. But it is possible. And the members of True Trading Group will tell you so. Yo, my boy Nas, what's up, man? He goes, yo, come on, Mike. You know we do. Sorry, guys. I still have like a tickle in my throat. Yes. Memphis Street Doc says, I'm so great. It was a pleasure to be in Miami trading with everyone. Yes, we just had our first in-person meetup just last week. Was so much fun. We had a bunch of members of True Trading. They all came down to Miami. We were all trading together. I felt like I was back at the hedge fund, like on the trading floor. You know, like all the traders just all out on the tables. Everybody's got their monitors out. We're all calling out trades. Like I felt like I was back at the fund. It was so much fun. I had such a great time. Can't wait to meet. Can't wait to meet more of you. I know there was a lot of you that wish you could have been there and couldn't make it. You know, thousands of members from all over the world. But I look forward to meeting all of you at some point. I really do. All right, guys. So again, listen, I've got a lot to cover still. So if you have any questions, 786-505-4049. Again, you have a double your money back guarantee. You got a free laptop. You got a one-on-one mentor session. You got a 53% discount. Take advantage of it now here tonight on this live stream. Okay? Excellent. Now, with that being said, I'd like to open the floor, and I want you guys to answer a lot of your questions. Before I do take one question, while you guys start typing questions in chat, we'll grab the questions, we'll throw them on the screen. But before we start taking questions, I want to explain what happened today. Okay, I like to explain first what happened because a lot of things happened. Last night, the Swiss National Bank announced that they were going to backstop Credit Suisse with about $54 billion. So they saved Credit Suisse. That kind of shored up the European financial markets. Everybody was nervous that Credit Suisse was going to go under. Then the other thing that happened today, everybody was nervous. What was the European Central Bank going to do? Just like everyone's wondering what's the Fed going to do on Wednesday. Because with the stress on the banking system, people thought if the banking system is really going to collapse, which I've been telling you for days it is not, if the system was going to collapse, then the European Central Bank and the Federal Reserve here in the US would not raise rates. Because if they raise rates, they'd be too scared. Because every time they raise rates, it puts more stress on the banking system. So if they really thought the banking system was in danger, the European Central Bank would not have raised rates. Never mind even raising 25 basis points, they raised 50 basis points. Now we're talking about for the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell on Wednesday when they have their meeting, are they going to raise 25 basis points or are they going to raise 0? Well, something else happened today. Initial jobless claims, under 200,000, under expectations. The labor market is still very, very tight. Jobs are still plentiful. Unemployed is still very scarce. When people do lose a job, they're able to find one and replace it rather quickly. So the Federal Reserve just got an ice cold PPI inflation report earlier this week, where the PPI inflation number was well under expectations. The European Central Bank raised 50 basis points, showing that how the state that they believe the banking system is in, that the banking system that they believe can handle the 50 basis point rate hike. And believe me, they've been doing their research and doing their homework. They've been talking to all the banks. They've been talking to the bank executives to get a feel for what their liquidity is like, get a feel for what their stress is like, get a feel for can they handle another 50 basis point hike. They would not have given a 50 basis point hike if they thought that the European banking system was in danger of collapse. Credit Suisse is an independent situation. Credit Suisse has been plagued by problem after problem for the last decade. Credit Suisse has been fined hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars for evading taxes, for a long list of other violations. They lost $5.5 billion in the Archegos fund blow up because of extremely poor risk management. They lost another $2 or $3 billion in the green spill situation. All of these things are mistakes by Credit Suisse, their management, and their lack of risk management. Credit Suisse is in trouble right now, not because the interest rates have been rising. Credit Suisse has been in trouble for a very long time. And people are pulling money out of Credit Suisse because they are tired of the F-ups. I almost curse. I try not to curse on these live streams. I know some people are watching it with their kids around and everything, so I try not to curse. I almost let one slip, but I caught myself. The Swiss National Bank stepped in and they backstopped Credit Suisse. Okay. And what you're seeing now is a lot of other major financial institutions that had exposure to Credit Suisse are taking their money out of Credit Suisse and they're moving them to a better wealth management firm. And that pull out of capital from Credit Suisse is putting massive stress and liquidity crunch on Credit Suisse. So the Swiss National Bank had to step up and provide Credit Suisse with liquidity so they can handle the withdrawals that they're seeing, people pulling their money out of that bank because people are just sick and tired of an extremely poor managed bank for a decade. That bank has been poorly managed. If I was the Swiss National Bank, I would say, sure, we'll backstop you, but the entire C-suite executive management team, you're all fired. That's what I would have done. But that calmed things in Europe. Now in the US, we have our own issues. First Republic, a very well-known bank, a very well-established bank, is in trouble because they're experiencing their own bank run. They're experiencing people pulling money out of the bank and moving it to larger institutions like JP Morgan, like Bank of America, like Citigroup, et cetera. So all the big banks are getting this influx of capital. Bank of America just the other day got an influx of $15 billion new deposits. Where do you think that money came from? That money's coming from the smaller regional banks because people are worried that their small regional bank, like a First Republic, like a Silicon Valley, is in danger of going under. That's what a bank run is. Bank runs happen when depositors and customers of a bank no longer have confidence in the viability and the solvency of the bank. So they take their money out. Now, the irony of that is that when that happens, that is actually what causes the bank to go under. You can have a bank run on a bank. It doesn't matter if interest rates are high or low, or if the economy is red hot, or if you're in a recession. If depositors pull their money out of the bank at the same time, the bank will fail. It doesn't matter where you are in the economic cycle. If all of your depositors decide, hey, you know what, I want my money back, and all of a sudden in one day, you have $40 billion of withdrawal requests, which is what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. Silicon Valley Bank on on last Friday, $45 billion in withdrawal requests. $45 billion in one day. No bank can withstand that. So the bank went under. Now you have First Republic, which is mostly backed by mortgages. Okay, a lot of their deposits and their assets are backed by mortgages. They're loaded up with mortgages. We got to welcome Nick. Nick's the newest member of the group. Guys, that means we're now down to just 4. Not just 4 spots. These laptops are flying. Grab one. Grab one. It's free. Go to ttgoffer.com. Enter the code TTG121. Click apply code. Price drops to 1027. Enter info. Check out. You're good to go. As long as you see a laptop, you know you're one of the 4. So if you watch this after it's already aired and you go to ttgoffer.com, if you see a laptop, cool. That means there's a laptop left. So grab one. Because once 4 people sign up, the laptop will no longer be in the checkout cart. All right. So everybody welcome Nick, newest member of the group. So what happened with these banks? The largest of the U.S. banks injected $30 billion of deposits into First Republic Bank. So what's happening? Customers of First Republic Bank are taking their money out. It's causing a liquidity crisis for First Republic Bank, just like it did with Silicon Valley Bank. So the large U.S. banks took $30 billion and put it into First Republic Bank. It's brilliant. Brilliant. All these large banks are seeing a mass influx of capital. So they took some of that capital and went, here you go. Because guess what? The larger U.S. banks, they don't want all those deposits. You might think that's a good thing for the large banks. You might think like, oh, Bank of America getting $15 billion. That's a good thing for Bank of America. You would think. It's actually not. Because now with these higher rates, they have higher interest expenses now on their deposits. So that actually could impact the larger bank earnings by having this mass influx of capital. I think they said like every 1% increase for JP Morgan is like an additional $250 million in in capital expenses that they're going to incur by having to pay interest on the deposits. So it's actually not that great of a thing. So some of these larger banks are taking some capital and they're dropping them back into First Republic, $30 billion worth. Now, let me ask you a question, a real question. For all the doomsdayers, for everyone that thinks the entire banking system is going to collapse, if JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, PNC, Bank of America, Citigroup, Bank of New York Mellon, if all HSBC, if all of these banks were in a crisis, do you think they would take money and give it to another bank? Or do you think they would all hold on to as much capital as they possibly could to weather the storm? Ask yourself that question. Just think about it. Like reasonably, right? Just think about it. JP Morgan, Citigroup, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they were all involved in coming to First Republic Bank's rescue. The deal was put together by the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, Jerome Powell, and Jamie Dimon. So Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, Jerome Powell, Chairman of the Federal Reserve, and Janet Yellen, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, three of them got together and they put together this rescue package for First Republic. All the U.S. regulators showed support. They said this was the most welcome situation, and it shows the resilience of the banking system. And I have to agree with them. The major banks are totally fine. The major banks are totally fine. Yeah, some of these smaller banks do have problems. That's very different from 2008. 2008, every bank had a problem because it was a collateral problem, because every single bank was trying to cash in on the housing boom. And they all leveraged up these portfolio of mortgages. They had all these mortgage-backed securities. And when the asset that backs the security, which is the mortgage, blows up, and you have a mortgage of $600K, but the house is now only worth $400K, then that mortgage is garbage. So the whole system imploded in on itself. That wasn't just the Silicon Valley banks of the world. That wasn't just the First Republics of the world. That was every single bank. So it wasn't, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup coming to the rescue. It was the U.S. taxpayer coming to the rescue. The U.S. taxpayer in 2008 saved all of the banks. We bailed them out. You bailed them out. Your parents bailed them out. This is not that. This is the banks bailing out themselves without taxpayer money, which shows you the banking system as a whole is not in danger. Individual banks are in danger, like a First Republic, like a Silicon Valley. Now, sure, when one bank goes under, there is the risk of contagion. There is the risk of, okay, this bank goes under, but this bank had a lot of assets at this bank, so now this bank is in trouble. Then that bank goes under. Then there's another bank that had assets at that bank, and so on and so on and so on. So there is that risk of spread. But this shows you that all of these other banks came together. It shows you how resilient those banks actually are. JP Morgan, okay, before this happened, JP Morgan had given First Republic access to $70 billion of a lending program. But that still failed to calm investors of First Republic. They still were pulling money out of First Republic. Investors were scared. They saw what happened to Signature Bank. They saw what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. They were scared. So people kept pulling money out of First Republic and moving them to the JP Morgans of the world. That's what's happening. That's what makes this different. And the fact that the European Central Bank raised 50 basis points in the face of all of this shows you what the regulators and what all of your other, parties at power, how they feel about the banking system. If they really thought the banking system was on its last thread, the European Central Bank would not have raised 50 basis points. They wouldn't have. All your policymakers are emphasizing that all this current turmoil that you're seeing, it's being driven by fear. It's not being driven necessarily by a fundamental breakage of the system itself, like you saw in 2008. The banks are so much better capitalized now than they were in 2008, and access to liquidity and funds in the event of a liquidity crisis, like some of these banks are experiencing, access to that capital is a lot easier than it was in 2008. There's all these different lending programs that have been established. The Federal Reserve has established this lending program. The Fed's balance sheet actually went up by almost $300 billion this last week. That's because banks are drawing down on that lending program. It's working. The system is working. Sure, there's hiccups along the way, but the system is working. So, I will point out also that the data that was released today showed that banks sought a record amount of emergency liquidity from the Federal Reserve in recent days, which is what drove up the Fed's balance sheet. So all these smaller banks are pulling liquidity from the Federal Reserve and the program that they've established. Now, a lot of people would look at that and say, well, that's not good. Like, if that's not good, if it shows that all these banks are in trouble, if they're pulling a record amount of liquidity. The issue is, a lot of these banks have their liquidity tied up in treasuries. Because a lot of it, what a lot of these banks do is they take a lot of their deposits and they buy U.S. treasuries with them because it's the safest place to put your money. You lend the money to the U.S. government. The U.S. government always pays its debts. You get your money back and you earn interest on that money, right? It's considered like a no risk asset. The problem is when you buy a bond, the price of the bond will fluctuate. That's how interest rates work. So if the 2-year treasury, if the interest rate goes from 3.9 to 4.2, the interest rate on the 2-year treasury went up. That means the price of the bond has gone down, or the price of treasury has gone down. As the price of a bond goes up, the interest rate goes down. There's a direct inverse correlation between the interest that a bond will pay and the price of the bond itself. So what has happened over the last year is that all these bond portfolios that these banks own, as interest rates have skyrocketed, the price of the bonds have cratered. So on paper, these banks are down massive amounts of money because all the bonds have gone down. But it's not an issue because if you hold the bond till maturity, you get it back. It's par value plus the interest. So you'll receive your money back plus the interest that you've earned holding the bond. That's how it works. Where the problem becomes is if you go through this bank run and everybody's pulling their capital out of the bank to move it to a bigger bank, you are now left in a liquidity crunch where now you may be forced to sell that bond position and realize that massive loss and create a hole in your balance sheet. That's what happened to Silicon Valley Bank. That's what would have happened to First Republic if these banks didn't come to the rescue. But I think this says something about the banking system as a whole. It says, as a whole, the banking system is still very much intact. Because if it wasn't, I can assure you, in 2008, all the banks didn't get together and figure out how can we save Lehman Brothers. All the banks didn't get together and say, how can we save Bear Stearns? You guys may not have heard of these companies. These are some of the banks, the investment banks that went under during 2008. The banks didn't get together and say, how can we save Washington Mutual? That didn't happen in 2008. Everybody was looking out for their own. The banks didn't all get together and say, let's save Lehman, let's save Bear Stearns, let's save Washington Mutual. If JP Morgan, Citi, Morgan, Goldman, Bank of America, Bank of New York Mellon, PNC, if all those banks were worried about themselves, they wouldn't be helping First Republic. They would just be helping themselves and making sure that they have enough liquidity to survive, an impending recession. But that's not what happened. So regardless of the fear mongering that you see online, you got to look at the facts. You got to look at what's happening. Yes. Is there a liquidity crisis in some of these smaller banks? Yes. I'm not saying there's not. Don't mistake by me what I'm saying. Don't mistake what I'm saying as there's no issues. I'm not saying there's no issues. Obviously, there's issues. 2 banks already went under. Obviously, there's issues. The point I am making is that the entire banking system is not collapsing. You have individual situations and individual banks that have a problem. Now, if all of those banks fail, can there be a contagion risk that causes major issues amongst the banking system as a whole? Yes. Okay, I'm not ignorant to that fact. But where you are right now tells me the European Central Bank raised 50 basis points. That means they must think that the banking system in Europe can handle it. They wouldn't have did it if they didn't think they can handle it. Now I believe Jerome Powell will go 25 basis points on Wednesday. He got a hot jobless claims number, and he got an ice cold inflation number. I think he has the runway. The European Central Bank did 50. I think he has the runway to do another 25. I think he has the runway to do 25 basis points now. I do. I think between the labor markets and the banking system being kind of shored up, I think he's got the runway to do 25 basis points, and then he'll pause, and then he'll stop. And then look around and see what happens. But you got to take note of what's been happening. And you have to understand why the banks went under in 2008, and you got to understand why Silicon Valley and Signature went down now. Very different reasons. I was there for 2008. And I'm telling you, these are very different situations. And again, I'm not saying it's not a big deal, but they're different. And the banking system is way stronger now than it was in 2008. So many more regulations, so many more capital requirements, such more stringent and strict stress tests. It's like apples to oranges. So yeah, some smaller banks might be in trouble. The bigger banks are still strong. And that was proven to you today. And that's why the markets rallied today. You still have to keep your ears open. I still don't think we're out of the woods yet. I still think that there could be more dominoes from this. I still think there could be another shoe to drop. There could be another bank that's in trouble. But I think that we can get through this and weather this storm, because as soon as the customers of these banks calm down and they're no longer scared that their bank is going to go under, and the bank runs stop, then the crisis stops. And the banks just hold their bonds to maturity. They get all that liquidity back, and everything is fine. Shame on those banks for not hedging those positions. They should have hedged those positions better than they did, if they did at all. And shame on their risk management departments for that. Silicon Valley Bank is probably one of the biggest examples of such atrocious and egregious lack of risk management that I've ever seen in my entire career. Credit Suisse is right up there. And honestly, Silicon Valley Bank deserved to go under because of how poorly they managed their risk and how they had zero hedge against their positions, knowing that the interest rates were going to rise. You knew the price of the bonds were going to drop. Everyone on Wall Street knew bonds were going to go down this year. Everyone knew interest rates were going to go up. You should have hedged it. Okay. Now, with everything that I just said, I want to take a moment. I want to allow you guys to ask me some questions. I'm sure you have a ton of questions. I'm sure there's people right now that don't agree with what I'm saying, and that's fine. That's why we're here, to have a conversation, to have a dialogue. There may be some people on here that don't understand certain things that I'm saying. So I would like for you to give you a chance to ask me some questions. Begin typing your questions in chat right now, but I want to make sure you understood what took place today and what's taken place over the last several days. So why don't you guys go ahead right now, start typing your questions in chat. Don't be shy. Anything that you guys want to ask me, now's the time to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. What do I think of FRC stock? So the stock was trading higher on the back of this news that they were being saved. They were trading higher on the back of the news being saved, but then they cut their their dividend. So then the stock moved back to the downside, right? So if you go look at First Republic, the stock was trading to the upside on the back of this news. Then they announced that they were going to cut their dividend, and the stock dropped. And they should cut their dividend. They should cut their dividend. It makes sense they're cutting their dividend. So they're because what is a dividend? Okay, for those of you that don't know what a dividend is a company's way of sharing their profit with shareholders. So they take a piece of their profit, their net earnings, and they distribute it to their shareholders. Well, if you are in a liquidity crisis and a liquidity crunch, you want to hold on to as much of your earnings as you possibly can. So they're stopping the dividend payments, no more dividends. They're going to keep all of the earnings that they make so they can rebuild back up their war chest of cash and capital and liquidity. So it makes sense that they're doing that. The stock will probably be out of favor for a while. Eventually, the stock will probably rebound. But it's a high risk. It's a high risk play. I think that you're better off, instead of buying like a First Republic, I think you're better off buying some of the other banks that are not as much of a threat of going under as First Republic was. There's lower volatility things that you can buy than FRC. FRC, I think, is probably the biggest gamble out of the bank stocks that you can buy. If that's what you like, then sure. I think you can play off of this $20 level. This $20 level has been a massive level of support for FRC over the last week. And now you got the news of the banks coming to their rescue, and you could see that stock, eventually recover, but it's out of favor right now, obviously, because of what's going on with their liquidity situation. And then they cut their dividend. So now you're not even being paid the dividend to offset some of the risk that you would have. I don't even know what their dividend was. I think they paid a pretty high dividend though, but they slashed it. So I think you're better off going and buying some of the other regional banks that have gotten crushed along with First Republic, but are not as of high of a default risk that are still paying a dividend. There's a lot of other like these smaller banks like WAL, PACW, ZION, CMA. You have the regional bank ETF, which is KRE. Like all of these other banks right now have a lower default risk than First Republic and still pay a dividend. So I just think that there's better ways to play a regional bank recovery than going after the most at-risk stock. So I hope that makes sense, Sean. The markets were rather euphoric today. Does that mean opinion is that we are headed out of the bear markets? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I still think that we're in a bear market. I just think today was a little bit of euphoria, feeling that the banking system is being shored up, and I think that the 50 basis point hike was celebrated by the ECB because it shows their faith in the banking system, and the banks coming to the rescue of First Republic shows the bigger banks' faith in the banking system, and it shows JP Diamond's faith in the banking system, and JP Diamond's the CEO of JP Morgan. So I just think it was because you got to think about it. Where are we right now? We're right back to where we were when we first found out about the Silicon Valley Bank situation, right? So if you look at the chart right now, this is what happened during the Silicon Valley Bank situation, right? These three candles. Thursday, this was Thursday. Okay, the 9th, we found out Silicon Valley was in trouble. They were trying to raise capital. Then they were trying to sell. Then they went under. And then Friday, they went under. And then we found out Signature Bank also went under over the weekend. And the markets, you had these 3 down days. Now you see where we are today. We're basically right back to where we were when we first found out about Silicon Valley Bank. So basically all you've seen happen was fear of the banking system, fear erased. That's what the markets did today. Fear erased. And now you're back to, okay, let's now take a look around. Let's pause. Let's see if there's no more cracks. And I'm not saying there won't be. I'm just saying that this is where we are right now. I don't know what position these other banks are in, the small banks, right? I'm not the CEO or CFO. I don't know what the inner workings of their books look like, okay? I don't know what their books look like. I don't know what their liquidity positions are. Only the CFO, CEO, and their C-suites and their boards know those answers. So, but right now that fear has been erased because of what happened today. So now you're back to worrying about inflation. I still believe we have a mild recession. So I'm not ready to say that we're out of a bear market now. Would you consider buying shares or leaps of KRE or both for a longer term basis? Byron, either one I think is fine. Either one is fine. It just depends on what that's like saying, would you buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini? You can't go wrong with either one. It just depends on how much capital do you want to put out right now. You can put out a small amount of capital right now, buy the leaps, and then exercise the leaps next year. If KRE, appreciates in value, then you can exercise the leaps and then buy shares at the strike price. Or you can just buy the leaps and just capitalize on the appreciation in the option itself and then sell the option if you don't want to exercise and buy the shares. Or you can put out a larger amount of capital now and buy shares of KRE. It just depends on what your own capital situation is like and what you would rather prefer. In my long-term portfolio, when I buy something for the long term, and when I say long-term, I'm talking more than a year. So if I buy something in my long-term portfolio, that means I'm holding it for more than a year. I just buy shares, but that's just me. Okay, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. You can buy leaps, you can exercise the leaps, or you can sell the leaps before they expire, or you can just buy the shares, which is what I do. It's just personal preference, Byron. There's not one is better than the other. It really is just how much capital do you want to lay out right now, and you can, if you buy the shares, you can collect the dividend in the meantime. So it really just depends on your own situation and what you prefer. You guys are asking some really good questions, though. We got to welcome Harold. Harold is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Harold. 3 spots now remain. Guys, we're down to 3 laptops now. That's it. So everybody welcome Harold. Harold's the newest member of the TTG family. We have 3 spots left. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter the code TTG121. The price drops to $10.27 for the whole year. You get all of our courses, a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. You get all of our tools, Benzinga's newsfeed, congressional trading data, dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, a trading journal, social sentiment scanner, analyst ratings, the trade ideas scanner. You get ETNA simulator, TradingView's premium charting software. I mean, all of it. All of that's included for $10.27. You get a free laptop. We cover shipping. We ship anywhere in the world. We have members in over 100 different countries. You get a one-on-one mentor session with one of our mods, and you get a double your money back guarantee. It's quite simple. You join TTG, you put up $1,027. If you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend the study group, and are unable to make $1,027 back at least once during your membership, then at the end of your membership, I'll give you back $2,054. You can keep the laptop. Excuse me, guys. I still have this cough tickling my throat. I'll give you back $2,054. You can keep the laptop. Oh, Harold, you're HGA. Oh, excellent. Harold, your HGA username on YouTube. You were the one asking those questions before. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. I saw you were asking a bunch of those questions earlier on the live stream. My pleasure to have you part of the group, Harold. I'm looking forward to learning more about you and your trading and helping you throughout your process, man. Looking forward to having you part of the team. So, guys, remember HGA was asking those questions? That's Harold. Harold is HGA. So Harold just joined. Awesome, man. Glad to have you on board. Welcome, Harold. So, guys, I'll take a couple more questions. Guys, I see there is, we do have a transaction failed. So listen, if you're having a hard time signing up, if it's not working, if the coupon code's not working for you, if you have any questions, text the number on the bottom of it. If you're having a hard time signing up, text the phone number at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4049. The number's at the bottom of your screen, guys. Just text that phone number and we'll get you set up. Whatever issue you're having, we'll fix it and we'll get you guys all situated. But fire away, guys. Actually, here's a good one. Why are all the tech shares moving up? Good question. I'm so glad you asked me this. So why are tech shares moving up? The Nasdaq is absolutely on fire. The reason why the Nasdaq is on fire right now, it's being led by mega cap tech and profitable tech. It's being led by profitable tech. Okay? Profitable tech because the chances of a recession have gone up over the last couple of days. And when there's a recession, there's lack of growth. Okay? The economy actually, contracts. So there's lack of growth in a recession. Now, where can you find growth? If there's not growth in the economy, you can find growth in some of your growth tech stocks. However, when interest rates rise, that's bad for growth stocks. Growth stocks typically get pressured to the downside. When you look at what interest rates and yields on the 2-year, the 10-year, the 30-year, the 5-year, you look at what interest rates have done over the last week, they have completely crashed. The 2-year treasury went from 5.1 to 3.8. The 10-year treasury went from like 4.2 to 3.6, 3.5. So yields have gotten crushed. Now, when yields come down, that's good for growth stocks. So you have this situation right now where yields are coming down and the likelihood of a recession has gone up. So when you look for growth, you go to tech, but you want profit. So let me go back. Let me go back because I want you to understand I said it in a different order than I wanted to, so you understand it better. As interest rates go down, that's good for tech. It's good for growth. But as you enter a recession, it's not good for unprofitable tech. You want strong, positive, free cash flow going into an economic slowdown. So what you've seen over the last couple of days is, and I'll give you an example of this, okay? If you look at the last couple of days and you look at Alphabet, look what Alphabet's exploded. Amazon exploded. Microsoft, unbelievable move in Microsoft, right? Apple, new highs, not new all-time highs, just, pivot highs. Meta to the upside. Netflix making a move to the upside. Nvidia exploding. These are profitable tech companies. The companies that are having a hard time are your higher growth rate, lower free cash flow companies. You take a look at a Datadog, so trading here to the downside. A Splunk, no real move off the lows. A Snowflake, no real move off the lows. Right? So it's your mega cap tech that are extremely profitable companies that have tremendous, strong, free, positive cash flow are the ones moving to the upside. And because these indexes are weighted, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, right? These are the biggest companies in the whole market, and they're the ones that are rallying. So they're pulling the whole market, the whole index up with it. Great question, though. I hope that helps. Harold says, what's the recommended trading platform? Harold, I trade with Lightspeed, but you don't have to trade with Lightspeed. Lightspeed still has commissions, but their execution is the best. But nothing wrong with E-Trade, Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab. Nothing wrong with these. Nothing wrong with those brokers. Like, how do you interpret dark pool data? Okay. So what dark pool data is showing you very, very large transactions that are conducted off exchange between different financial institutions. So we have a dark pool data tool on our platform. We do have videos and tutorials that teach you how to use dark pool data. Without me getting into this whole long, massive, video, I mean, we've been on here for an hour and a half. It's 10 o'clock. We're about to wrap this live stream up. I want to take another maybe one or two questions before we wrap things up. So without getting into too big of a situation, Chris, I'm pretty sure you are a member of True Trading Group. And what maybe we can do is for members, maybe we can hold a workshop. Maybe we'll do a workshop maybe one day next week, specifically about using dark pool data. I think maybe that would be nice. But what you can essentially see is you can see large block transactions that take place, large buys, large sells, and that's going to always be a financial institution, a hedge fund, a professional institution that is making those trades. That's not a retail trader. That's a very large institution that's making multi tens of millions of dollar bets or trades and block trades, either getting in or getting out of something. That's what the dark pool data is going to show you, but that's such a broad explanation. But maybe we can do a workshop next week for members to maybe go over that for people that do have that question. So just remind me in chat tomorrow, Chris, and maybe we can get it scheduled for next week. All right, guys, I'll take one more question before we wrap things up. It's getting late. It's 10 o'clock. I'll take one more question from you guys. I have a side question from Dr. Jen. What is the time commitment to get through training? I'm hoping it's manageable. I'm super busy with my career. Dr. Jen, it is totally manageable. Okay, first of all, Jen, you go through it at your own pace, on your own time, on your own schedule. I've seen members go through it in a week to 2 weeks. I've seen members go through it in 3 months. It just depends on how much time you want to put towards it. Maybe members, you guys want to maybe comment, all my TTG certified members, if you are TTG certified, maybe you guys can comment how long it took you to go through the courses. Maybe you guys can comment how long it took you to complete the trainings. But Jen, honestly, it's totally up to you. I mean, you can go through it in 2 minutes, in 2 weeks or 2 months. It is totally up to you. Okay, here, 2 months, 3 months, a weekend, 5 weeks, a couple months, 3 weeks, 1 weekend, for my boy Jimmy, 5 weeks, a few months with my full-time job. I did it at my own pace. I finished in about 2 months. It took me a month, and I did it about 1 hour a day. It took me a month. That was Wizard. A few months with a full-time job, 3 months, 1 month, 5 months, 2 to 3 weeks. I did a little bit most nights of the week. It's great information. It's easy to get through, says John. My boy Nas says, go at your own pace. Don't put pressure on yourself. 2 to 3 weeks for C-Trader. Marco said 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah, my boy Gio says, take your time. Pull back to support says, it took me a few weeks. Then I went back through it a couple of more times. 6 weeks, right? 3 weeks. And then I refresh every 3 months. I go back through it. I really like that, Dennis. Good for you, man. I really like that. 1 week, says Wade. 1 week for Mentor Catlin. So that's what I'm saying, Jen, it really is up to you. Like if you're super busy at work, then fine. It takes you 2 months or 3 months. Don't worry about it. That's why like True Trading Group is a year membership, because I don't want you to feel pressured that like, oh, I have to make money in 30 days. I got to go through all the trainings in 30 days. Otherwise, I won't be able to get my money back. Or it's not like, we're not like these other programs. Like I see programs out there that are like, oh, we have a 7-day money back guarantee. 7 days. You don't know a damn thing in 7 days. You may not even, you can be sick for 2 days. Your kid is home from school for 2 days. And all of a sudden, and now you don't even know if you haven't learned anything yet. That's not enough time. A 14-day money back guarantee, a 30-day money back guarantee. That's insane. To think that you're going to go through all this training and then figure out, is this platform right for me? I give you the whole year. Go through a whole year of True Trading Group. And if you can't make the $1,027 back at least once during the whole year, then you can come to me at the end and be like, hey, Mike, I'd like my money back. I didn't make my membership fee back. Okay, no problem. Here's double your money back. Sorry for wasting your time. You put in $1,027 to join, I'll give you back $2,054 because we wasted your time. Our platform failed you. And I come on these live streams and I talk a big game. Well, I have to back up that big game. And that is how I do it, by putting our own money where our mouth is. And again, we've only had to give a refund to 2.83% of our users since 2016. 78% of our members renew their membership. And we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 2,000 reviews. That's why I can do that. Don't get me wrong, if our refund rate, was like 10% or 15%, I would not offer you double your money back. We would go out of business. So go at your own pace, Jen. There's no rush. All right? So, Jen, I hope that helps. You see a lot of members commenting as well. I hope that helps. Okay? So, Jen, if you'd like to join, we have three spots left. Okay? We have 3 spots left. All right? So go to ttgoffer.com and enter the code TTG121. And the price will drop to $1,027 as long as you see a laptop. We have 3 of them left. Just, enter your info. You're getting one. And just be on the lookout for your welcome email, because instructions will be in your welcome email to get the laptop. Okay? All right, guys. So that wraps up. Okay. That wraps up the educational part of the live stream. I'd like to know who's still on the live stream that is not a member of True Trading Group. Type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Type the letters TTG. I'd like to see who's on the live stream that's with us right now that's not a member. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel goes, it's big talk because it matters. You've never seen a family like this, I promise. I started with their laptop, knew nothing. Do the trial, you will see. I love it, Rachel. I love it. We got Revolution's my name. Mark McDonald. We got Arturo. Awesome. Yeah, Ant. No, my pleasure, Ant. I'll see you in chat. All right. All right, guys. What I'll do now is I'll actually show you who's not. For those of you that are not members that are interested, I'll show you the platform. If you're not interested in membership, you guys can go up the live stream. I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to show people the platform now. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, though, first before you go. Smash the like button, turn on your notifications. You don't want to miss out on these lives. We do them 6 days a week. So let me show you the platform so you guys know exactly what you're getting for the $1,027. Of course, you get the chat room where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the mic. We're calling out trades in real time. We're answering questions, giving you market commentary. We're with you from pre-market all the way through the close. We're not gone after 1 or 2 hours. We're with you the whole day. We also have a mobile app that lets you stay connected to chat even if you're not in front of a computer. You see the screen share, you listen to the audio commentary, and you get real-time push notifications when moderators enter and exit trades. That way you can follow along with what we're doing during the day. You get 2 study group sessions with our mods to really speed up your learning curve. You get the Benzinga Pro real-time newsfeed. You get TradingView's premium charting software. You get congressional trading data, so you can track the trades being made by members of Congress. You get the Trade Ideas scanner. It streams on our platform all day for you guys to see what stocks are hot and where you should focus your attention. You get the ET&A simulator, which lets you trade stocks and options with fake money so you can practice. You get our own proprietary scanner that lets you create your own custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, and options flow. You get a trading journal that tracks your trades and breaks it down to the numbers and statistics. You can see what you're doing wrong. Excuse me. You get a social sentiment scanner that shows you what stocks are being talked about most on social media. You get analyst ratings, so you can see how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a particular stock. Every day, the mods and I publish watch lists of the stocks we're looking at with a game plan on how we plan on trading it. So like where are we buying, where are we selling? Fidel wants to know, is the laptop a good value? The laptop is the value of free. So yes, anything that is free, Fidel, I would consider a good value. But the laptop, it's not like a $1,500. It's not a MacBook Pro, okay? It's a couple $100, okay? It's a couple $100. It's free. You can use it to trade with. You can use it for work. Give it to your kid for school. Or Fidel, just sell it on eBay and put that money back in your trading account. But is it good value? It's free. Free is good value. So the answer is yes. But there's only 3 of them left. And then once we sell out of these 3, we have Amazon Kindles. So we'll be giving out Amazon Kindles after we sell out of these 3. But we got the laptops. We have 3 laptops left. So as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that's how you guys know that you're getting one. And then you have the courses. Guys, the courses are a simplified and expanded upon version of the 3-month educational training program that I went through when I worked at the fund. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got it. There's no upsell for these VIP courses that cost more money. We don't play games like that. Every course is included when you join. Then you've got a video library with 400 hours of live workshops and trainings that we've done covering different topics. And then you can attend all these when you become a full-time member. Guys, listen to me carefully. I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you join True Trading Group. But what I can guarantee is if you go through the courses, pass the quizzes, and attend one study group, and can't make the $1,027 membership fee back at least once during your membership, then at the end of your membership, I'll give you back double, $2,054. I can guarantee you that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. We are a full open book. Send us a text message to 786-505-4049. The phone number is at the bottom of your screen. And get your butts in chat. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Fed meeting on Wednesday. It's going to be nuts. This volatility ain't going nowhere. I know it's a double negative. I don't care. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Take advantage of this deal. Grab one of those laptops. We got 3 of them left. I'll see you guys all in chat. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.